Have you ever lost sight of someone you love, even for a moment, and felt your heart fill with fear? That is how this story begins, on a dusty road leading to Jerusalem, during a joyful season meant for worship and celebration. Every year, Mary and Joseph traveled from their small town of Nazareth to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast of the Passover. It was a long journey, but they never complained. This year was special. Jesus was 12 years old now, old enough to ask deep questions, old enough to listen closely, and old enough to feel the weight of God's word in his heart. The road was busy with families walking together. Children laughed and ran ahead. Donkeys carried bags of food. Voices rose in songs of praise as the city of Jerusalem came into view, shining under the warm sun. Mary walked beside Joseph, watching Jesus as he walked near their relatives. She smiled when she saw him listening quietly to the older men speak about God. He is growing so fast, she thought. Not just in body, but in spirit too. When they reached Jerusalem, the city was alive. The smell of baked bread filled the air. People greeted one another warmly. The temple stood tall and strong, a place where heaven felt close to earth. Jesus' eyes widened as he looked around. He had heard stories about the temple all his life, but standing there was different. He felt something deep inside his heart, something drawing him closer to God. During the days of the feast, Mary and Joseph prayed, sacrificed, and thanked God for his goodness. Jesus stayed close, listening and watching. He heard teachers speak about the law of Moses. He watched people bow in prayer. Every word settled deeply into his mind. When the feast ended, the families began their journey home. The crowd moved together, slowly leaving Jerusalem behind. Mary believed Jesus was walking with relatives or friends. Joseph thought the same. After all, he was a good boy, responsible and trusted. But as the sun began to set, Mary looked around. "Joseph," she asked softly, "have you seen Jesus?" Joseph turned, scanning the faces around them. "I thought he was with you." A chill ran through Mary's body. They searched among the group, asking cousins, neighbors, friends. "No, we haven't seen him. No, not since this morning." Panic rose like a storm in their hearts. Mary's hands trembled. "Joseph, he's not here." Without another word, they turned back toward Jerusalem. The road felt longer now. Every step was heavy with fear. Questions filled their minds. Is he safe? Is he alone? Did we fail him? Night fell as they hurried forward, their hearts crying out to God. They did not yet know that while they searched in fear, Jesus was exactly where he needed to be, about to reveal a wisdom that would leave everyone amazed. Jerusalem looked different when Mary and Joseph returned. The joyful noise of the feast was gone. The streets were quieter now, shadows stretching along stone walls as night passed into morning. Every corner felt unfamiliar, and every face seemed to ask the same question. "Where is your child?" Mary's heart ached with every step. She replayed her memories again and again. Jesus walking beside her, Jesus listening, Jesus smiling. How could we have lost him? She wondered. Guilt pressed heavily on her chest. Joseph tried to stay strong, but fear lived in his eyes. He searched the streets carefully, asking everyone he met. "Have you seen a boy?" he asked again and again. "He is 12 years old. Gentle eyes. Listens more than he speaks." Some shook their heads. Others offered kind words but no answers. The first day passed with no sign of Jesus. That night, Mary could not sleep. She sat quietly, praying through tears. "Lord," she whispered, "you gave him to us. Please protect him. Please lead us to him." The second day felt even harder. They searched the marketplaces where traders once shouted. They looked near the places where families had rested during the feast. They even asked guards at the city gates. Still, nothing. Mary's steps slowed, her strength fading. Joseph placed a steady hand on her shoulder. "We will find him," he said, though his voice trembled. "God is with us." On the third day, as the sun climbed higher, they felt drawn toward the temple. The great stone building stood firm and peaceful, as if it held secrets within its walls. "Let us look there again," Mary said softly. My heart tells me to go." They walked through the wide temple courts, their eyes searching every face. Priests moved quietly. Teachers sat in groups. People listened closely to discussions about God's law. Then Mary stopped. Her breath caught in her throat. There, sitting among the teachers, was Jesus. He was calm and confident, not afraid, not lost. He sat on the floor, listening closely. When he spoke, his voice was gentle but clear. The teachers leaned forward, surprised by his words. Mary watched in silence, tears filling her eyes, not only tears of relief, but of wonder. Jesus asked questions that made the teachers pause. He answered their questions with wisdom far beyond his years. Some stroked their beards in amazement. Others whispered to one another, "Where did this boy learn such understanding?" One teacher murmured. Another said, "He speaks as if he knows God personally." Mary and Joseph stood at the edge of the crowd, stunned. Fear slowly gave way to awe. Their son, the boy they raised, the child they loved, was revealing something deeper than they had ever seen. Finally, Mary stepped forward. Her voice shook as she spoke. "Son," she said, "why have you treated us this way? Your father and I have been searching for you in great sorrow." Jesus looked up at her. His eyes were full of peace. And with his next words, he would change everything they thought they understood. The temple courtyard grew quiet as Jesus stood up and faced his parents. The teachers stopped speaking. The listeners leaned closer. Everyone sensed that something holy was happening. Jesus looked at Mary with love, not fear. He looked at Joseph with respect, not shame. Then he spoke gently, yet with a confidence that seemed far beyond his years. "Why were you searching for me?" he asked. "Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" Mary felt those words sink deep into her heart. My Father's house. She knew what he meant, yet she did not fully understand. Years ago, an angel had spoken to her. Shepherds had worshipped her child. Wise men had bowed before him. And now, once again, she was reminded that Jesus belonged to God in a way no one else did. Joseph stood quietly. He had protected Jesus, taught him, guided him. Yet in this moment, he realized something humbling, that this boy carried a purpose greater than any earthly plan. The teachers whispered among themselves. "Did you hear him?" one asked. "He speaks of God as his own Father," another said softly. They looked at Jesus with new eyes, not as a child, but as a mystery filled with wisdom and truth. Some nodded slowly, their hearts stirred. Others sat in thoughtful silence, realizing they had just witnessed something rare. Jesus returned to his place among them, listening once more. Though he knew much, he still listened carefully. Though he amazed them all, he did not boast. His wisdom was wrapped in humility. Mary watched him closely. She did not scold him further. Instead, she stored these moments in her heart, just as she had done so many times before. She felt both comforted and challenged. Loving Jesus meant trusting God's plan, even when it was hard to understand. Soon after, Mary and Joseph prepared to leave Jerusalem. Jesus stood and followed them without argument. He did not resist. He did not demand to stay. He obeyed. As they walked away from the temple, the noise of the city faded behind them. Mary glanced at Jesus walking quietly between them, dust rising beneath his feet. She wanted to ask so many questions, but she remained silent. Joseph finally spoke. "We are glad you are safe, my son." Jesus nodded, a small smile on his face. The journey home felt different. There was peace, but also a deep sense of awe. They knew life would continue as before, carpentry, meals, prayers, simple days. Yet nothing was truly the same. Because they had seen a glimpse of who Jesus truly was. And that understanding would shape their hearts forever. But the greatest lesson of all was still unfolding, one that would teach the world what true wisdom looks like. The road back to Nazareth was long and quiet. The hills rolled gently before them, and the evening light painted the sky with soft gold. Jesus walked beside Mary and Joseph, just as he always had. To anyone watching, he looked like any other boy returning home after a journey. Yet Mary knew her heart had been changed forever. Jesus did not speak much as they traveled. He listened. He observed. When Joseph pointed out a path or warned of loose stones, Jesus obeyed without question. He carried water when asked. He helped others along the road. Though he had spoken with great wisdom in the temple, he chose the path of humility. When they reached Nazareth, life returned to its simple rhythm. Mornings were filled with work. Joseph taught Jesus how to shape wood with care and patience. Mary showed him how to serve others with kindness and love. Jesus learned, not only with his mind, but with his heart. The neighbors watched him grow. They saw how he respected his parents. They noticed how he treated others with gentleness. They heard his words, always thoughtful, always true. The boy who amazed teachers in the temple did not rush ahead of God's timing. He waited. He grew. He trusted his Father. The scriptures tell us that Jesus grew in wisdom and strength, and in favor with God and with people. Every year, his understanding deepened. His love expanded. His purpose became clearer, even if it remained hidden from the world. Mary often remembered the temple, the sound of his voice, the amazement on the teachers' faces, the peace in his eyes. When doubts came, she held on to that moment. It reminded her that God was working, even when she could not see the full picture. Joseph, too, walked with quiet faith. He understood that guiding Jesus meant teaching obedience, patience, and love. He led not with pride, but with steady devotion. And Jesus continued to grow, not seeking praise, not demanding attention, but living each day in obedience to God. This story teaches us something powerful. True wisdom is not about age. True purpose is not about rushing ahead. True greatness is found in listening to God and walking humbly with Him. Jesus showed that even when we do not fully understand God's plan, we can trust Him. When we feel lost, God knows exactly where we are. And when we seek Him with an open heart, we will always find Him. Moral lessons from the story. God's wisdom can work through anyone, no matter their age. Obedience and humility are just as important as knowledge. When we feel lost, God has never lost sight of us. Growing in faith takes time, patience, and trust. True greatness begins with a heart fully devoted to God. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone you love. Let us know in the comments, I want to grow in God's wisdom. Stay with us for more inspiring Bible stories that strengthen faith and bring hope.